I have sickle cell SS. Pretty much, it doesn't really affect my daily as of right now, right this second. But on a normal, when I go through a crisis, when it comes to um, our illness, it goes from a day-to-day basis, right? Today, I'm completely fine. I'm completely normal. I feel good. I feel like a million. But tomorrow, that's a whole different story. So I actually just got out of the hospital maybe a month ago, and like I had pneumonia, I had a crisis in my chest, So dealing with that, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, that's been kind of difficult, because just staying in the house is good, but at the same time, it's like we have no real outlet. You know what I mean? And sometimes I need an outlet just to get away from the pain. Growing up with sickle cell, it was tough because I I was in and out of the hospital like every other month, like clockwork. So just imagine going through that. Imagine starting from 8 years old, having your first crisis, and then to you 13, being in and out of the hospital every single month up until the point where you're 13. So that was like pretty hard on my mom. Like I already know that was tough on my mom more than anything. I think about that now as an adult. Like dang, I just couldn't imagine going through that. Mostly I'll have my sickle cell crises always will come in my legs. And anyone with sickle cell knows that if you get crisis in those legs, man, you can't walk. You done. You're done. So just imagine being 8 years old, not being able to walk. You know what I mean? You're not being able to get around and do the stuff that all your friends are doing. Like all your friends playing basketball, football, and doing everything that they do after school, but I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like I'm stuck in the house or I'm having a crisis. And then there's times I try to push myself to do those things. And then I'm in the hospital. So there was times I played like every sport when I was in elementary school, elementary school and middle school. But there was times like literally during the season where I would be hospitalized, and that that's just hard having to deal with that, knowing that you feel like you letting your teammates down, you letting everybody around you down because you're trying to be there and do the sports and be just like everybody else is, but you can't be that. So that's most of the time like I dealt with that when I was maybe like from 8 to 13, and then up until maybe 16, 17, that's when it started flaring up again. So that was pretty tough because, like that's going into my adult years, and having to deal with having crises all the time. I would go again in and out of the hospital every other month for another 2, 3 years. So it was like challenging, but at the same time, it's kind of like prepared me for today, for how I am today. I feel like if I didn't go through that, then I kind of wouldn't be where I'm at today and wouldn't have the outlook that I do have today. So I kind of look at it like as a blessing in disguise. It's like you don't want to go through that, but at the same time, I'm glad that I did because I have like a better outlook on life, you know. I feel like I have to have a job that's understanding. Right now I'm out of work for a month. I've been out. I don't even know when I'm going back. So you kind of have to have somewhere that's like mainly a little bit understanding. But to me, it is kind of hard because I'm constantly having to tell them, I might not be in the work tomorrow, or you know, I had to call my manager and just say straight up, like, I'm not feeling good. I'm a little sick, or I got a headache, or I'm having aches and pains, or whatever, whatever. I'm not going to be in the next day. And then that next day kind of turns into the following day. So you kind of have to have like some type of understanding with your job, I guess. But I get how When I worked at other places, they weren't that understanding. They didn't understand my issues, so it wasn't, like I always got kind of like pushback from my managers and her little, like workplace issues where people are talking about me and they don't really understand our plight. You know what I mean? So it's kind of difficult dealing with that. But at least at the job that I'm at right now, they're a little bit more understanding of my situation. And it's a little tough, because we have to make sure that I have to make sure that my partner doesn't have it, doesn't have at least some type of trait because I know what I went through as a kid. So what I went through as a kid, I don't want my kid to go through the same thing. So it's kind of like I'm glad that she does not have it because that's another hurdle that we have to get through if she did, because I know that I'll have that constant worry that my kid might have it. What if he does go through or she does go through what I went through as a kid? I would never wish that on anybody, you know. I just have to hope that I do everything that I can do possibly so that I can be there when I do have a child.
When I got with him, no, I did not know anything about sickle cell. Everything, I think it first started when I kind of rubbed his chest and he had a calf there, and I'm like, oh, what is this? What is this? And this is probably, I would say, maybe, I don't know, like 2 months into dating, and so he started to explain. And then from there, at that time I was in college, so I had like a speech class or something. We had to do a speech on some type of disease. So from there, I did a speech on sickle cell, and then I started, educating myself.
I know it's tough on her specifically because she's the one always, like I say, can you run my bath water? Can you put some Epsom salt in there for me and do all that, all that extra stuff? Can you rub this? Can you rub that? And you already know that's kind of like you have to have somebody that's understanding too, because not everybody is gonna be willing to do that. Like not everybody is gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna run your bath water at 2 in the morning. Let me go drop some Epsom salt in there for you at 2 in the morning. Let me hop up when I got work at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning or whatever time and hop up for you to take care of you. Like that's tough within itself, So she's understanding. Like I'm like super thankful that she's understanding about that. Because if she wasn't, that'd be we had some problems. Like that would really be some problems. But I'm just glad like those times that I do need her to get up, she does get up and do stuff. Like if I need her to just literally do anything, can you get a heating pad for me? A lot of times I don't even have to ask. She'll just do it. Like I'll be in pain, laying in bed or whatever. She'll get up and just automatically do it just because we've been together so long. Like she is my backbone, so that helps me out a lot. She always gives me positive feedback and always doing like everything that I need from her.
As a spouse, being with him and him having sickle cell, it can be emotionally hurtful, So the day-to-day is easier because at least he's there with me and I'm able to help him, like whether he needs a bath or, he needs me to get something, a heating pad. But when he's away and he's at the hospital, I feel like helpless, like I can't do anything. So I think that's really the hardest time for me is when he's at the hospital. And just this past time, like he mentioned, he was there for a month. Because of all this COVID and stuff, he wasn't able to have visitors. So he was literally there for a whole week by himself. And I was literally here for a week by myself. And you get so used to having someone to talk to, someone next to you, someone that, to sleep beside you, that it's like, it's hard. It definitely is hard. It's something, even after 8 years, I still haven't gotten used to.
Yeah, dealing with sickle cell on a mental health perspective, it's something that I feel you really, 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 really have to train yourself because now you have bills. You have, again, you're married. You have your relationships. You have to deal with all the real life, going to work every day. And on top of that, just the normal stresses of life in general. You know, friends, you know, you gotta deal with drama and all the everything that just comes with being an adult, you know. So you kind of have to have a strong mind. But for me, I was molded when I was younger to kind of look at the positive. My mom always like, you gotta be positive. Like she always told me, you gotta be positive. You have to look at the bright side. And it's hard to do that. Like it's really hard to literally sit up and tell yourself to have a positive mindset because like you're dealing with pain every day. So how can you deal with pain every day and sometimes have pneumonia and at the same time be able to tell yourself that I'm okay, you know, I'm gonna be cool, I'm gonna be solid. So I pretty much just tell myself that every morning. Actually, like, okay, today's gonna be a good day. Even when I don't feel good, I tell myself today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be cool. You know, times where I am going through it, and you know, I'm in my feelings. I'm being emotional about what I am going through because I know just this last month has been real hard for me. So I still do tell myself like, man, I hope this goes away soon. I hope that I can get past this, but then I always tell myself like I'm gonna be okay.
Just remember to like check up on people because you know just because you're not seeing them every day doesn't mean that they're not going through something. And I think too, as a spouse, like people hear like, oh, Derek's in the hospital, but they don't think that I need to be checked up on too because I'm also going through something emotionally while he's going through something physically. So I just think, you know, people just need to, you know, and I do have people that check up on me, but some, because I'm not like sitting there just crying and screaming and I'm still calling them or texting them, they think, oh, she's okay. But deep down, I'm not. And it's like while he's going through something, sometimes it's like I have to be strong for him. And then at that moment, I'm not even feeling like I'm strong enough for myself. So just having someone else to lean on outside of just him during those times will really be helpful.
Yeah, that's big. Like that is big. Just really having somebody that you can lean on for support. Like support is everything.
I am in the like healthcare field. Like it really helped me become even more passionate. You know what I mean? Because you literally see it. You see how the doctors, nurses treat him when he's in the hospital and things of that nature. So I think it made me aware of many other situations, not just sickle cell, but other diseases and, you know, how they treat people during times of need, like how they discriminate and things of that nature.
I feel like Jasper House Warriors is important for people with sickle cell because we really do deal with mental health. And I just appreciate having some type of support system. So I already know that Jasper House Warriors is another support system literally for everyone.